Welcome back to another video on the Wrestling Debate and to NXT Out of 10, the first NXT on a Tuesday. NXT and AEW now on a post, which can only be a good thing. And of course on this show we've got all the fallout from TakeOver, Stand and Deliver, which I'd have to say was a rip-roaring success. So let's get straight into it. Karrion Kross came out. He acknowledged Balor, calling him one of the greatest to ever step in the ring. He said that the Prince was almost invincible as NXT champion until he ran into Kross. Balor claimed Kross's emotions were his weakness, but in the end, the newly crowned champ said he knew exactly where to point his fury. When you're at top, it's a long way down. Kross vowed to be a fighting champion. And yeah, just walked off. Really solid promo to start the show. Then we got MSK versus Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. Maverick was getting beaten down early on before he eventually got the tag. Dane got a bit of offense in. It's kind of the usual Maverick and Dane match now. But eventually MSK got back on top and they finished it off by dropping Maverick with a spinebuster, blockbuster combination to get the win. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was fine, and then after the match, Imperium waited for MSK to leave before attacking Killian Dane, and that was pretty much the end of the segment. Then next up, it was Mercedes Martinez versus Jessie Camilla. Camilla had the size advantage early on, however, after avoiding a flying knee in the corner, Mercedes Martinez rocked Camilla with one of their own. A Death Valley driver made quick work of Camilla. Martinez rushed to Robert Stone afterwards and confronted him. And basically that was the end of the segment. I'll give it 5 out of 10. It was okay, I suppose, nothing really too special. The Way were backstage as they prepared for their 8-person tag team match in the main event. They said they had some unfinished business and they're going to do it. Isaiah Swerve Scott reflected on a star-making performance at TakeOver, but you didn't bloody win, mate. Before Santos Escobar issued an open challenge after telling us how dominant it was, and Kushida answered, and after that you could just tell this was a big moment. Escobar drove Kushida early on before Kushida hit an inverted atomic drop. Kushida was in control and Kushida eventually turned Escobar's move into a phantom drop. They traded pinfalls before Kushida eventually got the jackknife pin, becoming the new champion. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Really enjoyed this. Open challenge used properly. Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher then said they were going after the tag team titles before Raquel Gonzalez came out and saying how good Dakota Kai was to her and that she was furious that she had to miss the beginning of NXT on USA. And but it was all eventually worth it before Frankie Manette came out and said she was going to beat down Raquel Gonzalez, win the title, before Raquel Gonzalez threatened Frankie Manette's dog, which wasn't particularly kind. But anyway, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair then came out. They all had like a little picture taken together, and that was basically it. It was quite nice, I suppose. But that was the end of the segment. Good way for Raquel Gonzalez to usher in her title race, I suppose. The only question I have, isn't she supposed to be a heel? But there we go. Next up, Roderick Strong quit NXT backstage. I mean, like, how many bloody superstars have done this recently? Austin Theory, there was another one, now Roderick Strong. So we all know you're talking bollocks, Roderick. Before Liam Ruff and Isaiah Swerve Scott starts off the match. Ruff rushed Swerve to begin with. Scott got a chance to breathe after catching Ruff on the apron with a chop. A diving uppercut to the back of the net meant that Swerve was back on the back foot again, and a Russian leg sweep from Brett's rope sent Ruff to the floor. It continues to go back and forth, a really entertaining match before Swerve moved to the top and countered a Hurricane Rana with an alley-oop into the top turnbuckle. The German metal driver put Ruff away for the win in a fantastic match. I'll give this a 7 out of 10. Really enjoyed this. Then, like, Zoe Stark and Mercedes Martinez started off a bit of a rivalry backstage before Walter and Imperium said they had big plans before we did get into our main event. Austin Theory kicked things off with Dexter Lumis, but he was quickly overwhelmed by the tortured artist of NXT. The women then came in and made the tag. Theory and Gargano brought down Lumis, wearing the Stalker down, but after Bronson Reed tagged in, it wasn't really good for the heels, and eventually Bronson Reed continued to go on top. After the Ray was sent to the floor towards the end of the match, Reed crushed Theory with a tsunami to get the win. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was an okay match, not the storyline I'm most interested in, to be honest. And yeah, kind of an 8-man mixed tag match kind of thing. It kind of did make it a bit confusing, but you know, it was fine. Overall, NXT Out of 10 this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. It was an okay show this week. Not the best show I've ever watched in my life, but I think it was the adequate fallout from Stand and Deliver. There were some really nice moments like Raquel Gonzalez, Rhea and Bianca, and some decent matches too, so on the whole, a fairly okay show. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts and comments down below, and to follow on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!